Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today we're going to be taking a look at the next feature focus. This will be our second one, so we're going to get more of these and explain all sorts of different things about the game coming up for Jurassic World Evolution 2. So we're going to have a look at guest building. So that's been something everyone's been wondering about, so it's cool that they're going to go into detail about that. And dinosaur customization. So we'll have a look at that as well. So we'll have a read through this. Let's go. So, welcome back, park managers. We are very excited to bring you another Jurassic World Evolution 2 feature focus. Last week we talked about how you acquire, create, and manage the prehistoric dinosaurs and reptiles in your park. This week we'll take a look at ways you can put your personal touch on your park and your dinosaurs. Let's talk about customization. Cool. So let's have a look at this. So, in Jurassic World Evolution 2, we're introducing guest building customization. This new feature will let you edit and change your guest building on the fly, allowing you to add your own mark to your parks with unique looks and further personalization. So guest buildings are split into two types: anemones. Why am I even pronouncing it? Anemones? No, that's not how you pronounce it. Amenities, that's proper. And attractions. Why did it take me so long to get that? I'm weird. And attractions. So amenities come in small, medium, and large size, which determines their overall capacity. Customizing these buildings can be done internally and externally, which serves different purposes. We'll cover internal modifications first, and then move on to exterior customization. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we've been wanting. We didn't necessarily want like modular buildings, because I don't think that really fits Jurassic World Evolution, because a lot of the games that you do modular building, like Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, and Prehistoric Kingdom, they each don't really they have much more different ranging styles and stuff, so it's a lot more creativity. Jurassic Park usually just has one or two distinct styles, like you have Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. So I don't think that, and plus being on console, I think something a little bit more simpler, but I think this is a good way to go around it. It's kind of, we'll have a look and see what happens, but I think this is a good way to go down that road for Jurassic World Evolution 2. So, your guests have different interests, and different people will be attracted to different areas in your park. You can change a guest building's internal modulars to better cater to the interests and maximize your profits. Keep in mind that the internal modules aren't visible from the outside, and you won't change the look of your building itself, but will change what sort of guests in the building primarily cater to, from steakhouses to adventurers to bowling alleys for nature lovers, which is a bit of an odd choice, but I just assumed they wanted something for management. The choice is yours. So, as they mentioned here, so what modules you put in your game and put in the building will affect what people, and since there's going to be 4 different types of sort of guests, you're going to have to manage that. So you need to make sure that you're catering to all 4 groups of people, which I think is pretty cool. So that's kind of what I expected, another management aspect, which we've been desperately needing. And the outside of your guest buildings can be modified in a variety of ways to add that personal touch. With a click of a button, you can cycle through different looks from the building facades to the roof, to fit into roof decorations, entrance style and location, to different types of outside signage and decorations. By mixing and matching different styles, you can quickly find something that works best for you in your park. You've already seen a small sample of this in this thumbnail for this very feature focus, so you can see the example here. So barbecue, 3 different styles, the door's the same, you can see all the different facades and stuff. So I imagine the best reference would in another game for this would pretty much be the exhibits in Planet Zoo. So what you do, obviously, in that, you kind of have 3 different selections. You can have enrichment, you can have like different furnishings and lights. What you can do is switch between 3. You can put all 3 on, and then you can put da-da-da. So what we'll be doing in here is that we'll have this barbecue grill, and then we can go, okay, we want to have this, this, and this, and we can go down and change it so we can mix and match them. So I think that really does fit well that style. I think this is kind of that customization that people have been wanting, but not necessarily something modular, because I don't think modular will work well since this is a console game, and Jurassic Park / Jurassic World has a much more restricted style to it. So I think you get kind of the best of both worlds in that regard, so that's pretty cool. So that's what I think is the best way to go. So you can also further alter your guest buildings by changing the coloration. Contrasting and complementing colors on the facade will make your buildings truly stand out from their surroundings. You can also change the color of the roof, decorations, and even lights if you have them. That's always awesome. It is designed to be flexible and offer players a quick and easy way to put a personal touch to their parks. So yeah, I think that's a really cool way to kind of get the best of both worlds. So you have this basic building, like almost you have a canvas with like different. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. You just have your basic like building, so it has the functions of the building. So it's a grill or a bowling alley or a steakhouse or a gym or whatever you want to put in your park. So it has that basic function, but then you can change the inside and outside, of course. So you want it to mix and match it. So it can add personal touch and flavor. You can add different decorations, different things. So I imagine that's what it'll be like. You have your basic building. Then you can go, okay, I want to put this roof on with that sculpture, with that bench and this. So I think that's a really good way to do it. To really break up the monotony, but not go too in depth with the modular, because I've already made this point a couple times, but I think the modular is just not going to work for Jurassic World Evolution 2, not Planet Zoo. But yeah, I think that's really, really cool. So yeah, excited to see how that goes, and I'm really excited to play around with that. It'll be fun. And now we've got park customization. So guest buildings aren't the only way guest buildings aren't the only way you will be adding a personal touch to your parks. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, we're expanding your options from decorating and customizing your parks. So that's pretty cool. You'll be able to add a variety of decorations to your parks and quickly add forests, shrubbery, and terrain surfaces with the game's quick and easy tools. So that's cool. So it's going to be just basically slightly expanded compared to Jurassic World Evolution, the first one. So your terrain tools will let you raise, lower, flatten, and smooth the landscape. And one of our goals during development has been implemented is to implement more control of landscape shaping and a greater variety of bush sizes. You won't be able to recreate Mount Sibo, but you'll have a little bit more control over the shape and look of the landscapes with the terrain tools and surface brushes. So, yeah, pretty much what I expected, just something slightly expanded. I never really expected to, because a lot of people were saying, I think Evolution Squared said this well, it was like, we like the expanded terrain mod, enhanced terrain mod, but that's a mod. You're not going to get that in the proper game. And I think, considering these will be animals that animals will be using the terrain and stuff like that, you don't want to make it too extreme so the animals can't walk over it and such. But I think that in general is a pretty good, because the terrain tools weren't that bad. They were just not that very customizable. But I think it'll work out that well. I think it'll work out fine considering what we're making. It doesn't need to be huge. We only need to really change the terrain of animals enclosures so it doesn't look flat all the time. But yeah, I think that works well. And also, surface brushes let you paint the terrain with sand and rocks. Or I believe anything from sand to rocks to mud and gravel. So once you're happy with the surface terrain, you can start adding the freestanding bushes, rocks, and trees. So that's a really big thing we wanted. We only really got to touch on that with the later DLCs, like the redwoods and such. But it's going to be really awesome to be able to put your own bushes, rocks, and trees to add your own decorations. So that'll really help be able to customize and create your park. So I think that's really cool. We've seen many of you asking for decorations, if there are decorations coming to Jurassic World Evolution 2, and the short answer is yes. So what we'll be getting is tables and chairs, lights, banners, and planters can all be added to your parks. You won't be able to build elaborate blueprints and designs like in Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster, but we know decorations support it to the community, and you will be able to add your own little flair to the parks. So I think that's another good thing that's coming in. So you can add sculptures. I hope we get to add sculptures as well. That'd be cool. Tables and chairs, of course. So adding those will just add a little bit extra flair. I really like that. So I really want to see things like fountains, sculptures, a lot of things like that in the future. They might expand into that into later updates post-launch, or either just keeping it hush-hush for now. But I think just adding more things like that will really be able to add customizability and keep it within the style of Jurassic World / Jurassic Park. So I think that'll be really cool. And we're going to be moving on from all that park stuff. We're getting back to the dinosaurs. Everyone wants. Everyone wants. So we've got dinosaur gene editing. So this will be interesting. We touched briefly on genetic modifications of dinosaurs on our last feature focus, and we'd be remiss not to mention dinosaur cosmetic genes for this week. Changing your dinosaur's cosmetic genes will allow you to change their appearance in two different ways: pattern and coloration. So that's pretty cool. We're getting a little bit more customization with that. It's awesome. You have already seen a few examples of this genetic modification in our screenshots and species field guides. You'll be able to select from several different patterns per dinosaur species, so each dinosaur will have its own sets of patterns, and this will determine what markings they will have. So you can have basically selected patterns and selected colors. That's what I'm getting from this, and you can just mix and match them and create all sorts of different colorations and patterns and stuff. So I think it's really cool. So once you've set your pattern, you can change the color of a pattern and the base color of a dinosaur. So coloration is selected from a set of different color options, and why you won't be able to make a fluorescent pink T-Rex, you'll have a wide variety of different combinations and colorations to choose from. So that's pretty huge. If you think about it, you have your patterns. If you have 6 patterns and 6 colors, that's 6, 12, 12. That's like dozens, 80 to like a lot of different variation within that. You can just say, I want to have a dinosaur with green, red, blue, whatever. Let's just say that. Green, red, blue. And then you could have da-da-da-da-da. And just, there's so much variation that you could do with that. You could really create your own individual dinosaurs with that. You know, there's no way you're going to be able to create, in one park, enough dinosaurs to fully cover all that variation possible. So you can really identify individuals from a distance. I know a lot of people want to pretend with sexual dimorphism, so you can have a male and a female just through your skins, and you can pretend even though they don't breed. And maybe have an alpha animals that you can look at a glance and say, okay, I like this one. Or this is Terry the Triceratops. Yep, I know you. And then you can say this one, or this one's Claire, or whatever. Claire the Triceratops. Go whatever. So you'll be able to identify individuals at a glance, and I think that'll really help for management. Because if they all look the same, like if there's one that's sick and they don't have a limping animation or whatever, who are you going to tell who's sick? So I think that really does really help. So we hope you've enjoyed this brief look into the different ways you can add a unique touch to your dinosaurs, your parks, and your guest buildings. Which part are you most excited to get your hands on? Is it the customizable guest buildings, or maybe the wider range of skin and patterns and colors? So sound off in the comments, let us know. Until the next feature focus, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and join the discussions on our forums. So, yeah, I think these are all good directions. I do like that the buildings are kind of be all set their own thing, but we can change modulars, just kind of like build, almost like Legos, you can just build on top of each other. I think that really does break a lot of the monotony. And it doesn't need to be, because I haven't played Planet Coaster on console, but I believe it's come out. But I don't want to deal with that because I don't own a console. That just scares me. But I think just having it more simplified, because that's a lot of people when they play Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, they kind of get almost overwhelmed by all the different things that you can add. But I think this kind of keeps it within the Jurassic Park style and also reduces that, oh wow, or that overwhelmedness, or that just being overwhelmed by the different customizable options. So I think that helps also. And then you have the dinosaur modifications, and that really helps you put your own personalized touches to each dinosaur. And you can change it to whatever you want, as long as there's not weird patterns and such. You can see there's like a basic pattern, and then in the Margosaurus, there's like one with lines on it, and then there's one there's none. I imagine there'll be a few different patterns each species that you can mix and match, which I think that's pretty cool. And I really like to see more customizability with your dinosaurs and with like behavior and such, because I feel like it's something that only really touched on in Jurassic World Evolution with the genes, and also the genes for putting different like personality traits and things like that. I think things like that in the future will be really cool. So I believe this is a good place to end the video. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Always remember to hit that little bell icon to get notified whenever I upload anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys like and subscribe, and bye bye.